Schumann Stadium here at Ball State University as we are getting set to kick off Game 2 of the CIC Football Extravaganza. Tim Tedeschi alongside Roger Alcock here for this second game between the Frankton Eagles and the Blackford Bruins, and we are underway here with the kickoff going to Blackford, and they will return it right up to about the 40-yard line, and we are underway here for Game 2 from Schumann Stadium.
Tim, you got to believe Blackford coming into this ball game 0-5 overall, obviously 0-3 in the conference. They need to get to a quick start. They need to make something positive happen on offense, get some yards, get a score, try to play from ahead. If they fall behind this Frankton team, they could be in trouble. Yeah,
Blackford comes in with a record of 0-5. Frankton at 3-2, 2-1 in the conference. So definitely a lot of conference standings on the line here today. As Blackford gets set, they'll come out under center with a run right up the middle.
Couldn't tell if that was Jones or who that was.
Second down, 6.
I'm not exactly sure who that was on the first run.
Well, they just kind of ran that fullback dive into the line of scrimmage. They got 4 yards on first down. That's important. They got to get positive yardage on that first down. Gives them some options.
Yeah, this Blackford team loves to run, and we'll see here. I formation here. Their quarterback Chase Mahan handing it off. A gain of about 3.
It was Jones that time with the carry. Probably their key back. You see in the backfield there, number 1, Barkdahl. He's their lead back, but they will hand it off to Jones, their fullback, quite a bit. And then the quarterback, Mahan, as you mentioned, he'll run the ball much more than he'll throw it.
Yeah, Blackford loves to run the ball. Not much going as far as through the air. Number 14, Robbie Gardner, is checked into the game. And we'll see what they have here on 3rd and 5 in this opening drive of Game 2 here of the CIC Football Extravaganza. I formation once again for Blackford. They'll hand off to the lead back, who will get a first down.
That was Jones once again.
Number 35, Colin Jones, picks up the first down. Hard running to pick up that first down.
Good start here for the Blackford Bruins. 3 straight runs, but they're getting 3, 4, 5. That time, about 9 yards a pop. They got to do that all afternoon. Keep the Frankton defense on the field, their offense off the field, because they have a pretty dynamic offense.
Yeah, positive yardage here. I formation once again. And a rollout pass for Mahan here. He's looking down the field.
There's a flag.
And there will be a pass interference flag right there. Mahan trying to get the ball to number 3, Ryan Moore, I believe. And we'll hear the call from the referee here.
I think that time the intended receiver, he had the defender beat. The ball was a little bit underthrown, but in the process of trying to get back there and defend that pass, didn't look for the ball, hit the receiver, and it's a pretty easy call there.
Yeah, we'll see where they spot this ball after the call from the referee.
Pass interference. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So it will be a 15-yard penalty that puts the ball on the 31-yard line here for Blackford. So they don't look to pass very much, but they get a break there on the call.
A great start here for the Bruins, Tim. They've been able to get some yardage, 2 first downs. This is a good start for them.
I formation once again with Jones and number 5, Jacob Confer with the carry. Not much of a gain there.
Confer will definitely see a few carries in this ball game. Here's their leading receiver now. That's a little misleading.
I believe that was actually Brandon Barkdahl, number 1. My mistake.
All right, Barkdahl. We're used to seeing him run the football, that lead tailback. Confer, they might give him a carry or 2, on the jet sweep or something like that. But he'll be their leading receiver the few times they do look to throw.
Well, jet sweep action up the middle to the left side that time. Jones on the carry that time.
Pretty good job there by the offensive line that time, Tim. opening up a nice big hole for the fullback there. Quick hitter. You don't have to, when they give it to the fullback, you don't have to have much of a hole for very long. And that time, Jones hit the hole quickly and got into the secondary.
So here comes Blackford inside the red zone on their first drive of the game here. Just over 9 minutes to play. Once again, that I formation with Barkdale and Jones. Handoff goes to Jones this time. Not much there.
Jones going to carry over the left side.
Well, the quarterback, Mahan, has to read the defensive tackle there. And maybe that time a little bit of a misread, thought the tackle was going to be a little bit wider than it was. Not much of a hole that time there for Jones. But hey, if you're going to run the fullback a lot, you're not going to get, 15, 20 yards a pop all the time. You're going to get a lot of 1, 2, 3 yard gains, but you're hoping that they're going to break a few, and he already has.
It'll go for no gain. 2nd and 10 here from right inside the 20. Handoff goes to Barkdale that time. That's good for about 4, maybe 3.
Carry over the left side.
Well, another 3rd down situation here for Blackford. The last time they had 3rd and about 5 or 6. They went to the pass, got the big pass interference call. We'll see if they decide to try to roll the quarterback out one more time here, Mahan, see if he has a run-pass option available to him.
Okay, we'll see here if they stick with the I formation, and they do. Again, Mahan, then Jones, and Barkdale in the back. Handoff goes to Barkdale around the left side, trying to go right behind his tackle, but he is stopped before he is able to get the first down. 4th down coming here for the Blackford Bruins.
I think Coach Steve Rinker was thinking 4-down territory all the way that time, because with the 3rd and long, handed off to the fullback, he got a couple yards. It's 4th and 5. Not an easy conversion, but he was clearly thinking he was going to use all 4 downs in this drive.
Handoff goes to Barkdale, and it looks like he is short of the first down. Stop there for the Frankton defense, and they will take over on downs.
It was a promising-looking drive there for the Bruins. They started at their own 40-yard line, got the ball going down to the 10-yard line, just came up shy on that handoff, and there looked like there was a hole there for a moment. Closed up pretty quickly.
Yeah, just a little bit short, about 2 yards short of the first down. So Frankton get their a first look at their offense here with quarterback Travis McGuire in the backfield with number 44 Isaiah Delph to the left of him.
Well, McGuire can do a lot of stuff. Excuse me, Tim.
And the little read option play goes for about 3 yards that time.
McGuire, he accounts for about 200 yards of offense a game, passes for about 123, 124 yards a game, rushing for 70 yards a game. He's a very, very potent weapon, and he's only a sophomore.
McGuire once again in the gun with Delph to the right of him. The handoff will go to Delph this time. Good for about a yard.
Linebacker closed up that hole pretty quickly. Only a gain of a yard there. 3rd and, I don't want to say long and 5, but the Bruins defense, they have to try to do this to Frankton, the Eagles, keep them in 3rd long situations.
Yeah, it will be about 3rd and 5 here from the 15. McGuire in the gun once again. And he's looking to pass, 3-step drop, and the pass is completed. That's number 86, Maurice Knight. He's the leading receiver for Frankton, and they're able to convert a first down.
Ran right to the spot he needed to get for the first down, fought for a yard or 2 more. And there you saw the arm of McGuire there. He got the pass there with some pretty good zip on it.
Yeah, one of the most accurate passers in the CIC is McGuire. And he'll come out in the gun again. Delph next to him. Blitz coming. Little pitch to Delph, and he's got room right up the middle, and there goes Delph across the sideline, 50, 40, 30, and he is gone into the end zone. Isaiah Delph, touchdown, Frankton Eagles.
Well, Great job by the offensive line that time of the Frankton Eagles. They opened up a hole for Delph, and then you saw once he got into that second level, he just had more speed than the Blackford Bruins defensive backfield.
Isaiah Delph averages about 171 yards per carry. He got about 70 yards on that carry alone. The burst of speed on the right side that time for Isaiah Delph. And we'll see if they can tack on the extra point here. And it looks like they're actually going for two with McGuire and Delph in the backfield. And McGuire will keep it himself and into the end zone for two. So quickly now, Frankton leads 8-0 here.
Well, we're going to hear a lot of Isaiah Delph this afternoon. He averages about 118 yards a ball game, 855 yards already this season. He leads the team in touchdowns and from the backfield. And like we said, Tim, you saw that time, not a big back, but he's got some speed and he just pulled away from the defenders.
Yeah, interesting there. The Frankton Eagles opting to go for two. Not sure if they don't have faith in their kicker or just trying to get a little bit of an advantage here.
Well, not uncommon in high school football to see teams going for two a lot. You know, the kicking game requires a lot of practice, a lot of development. You just don't have that luxury sometimes in high school. And these coaches will run the numbers, they'll crunch numbers and think, a lot of times, hey, we're going to have more success going for two in the long run. Here's an onside
13
kick.
with an onside kick, Jack Rogers, and the front line is able to hold on to it. Looked like number 53, Jake Wells, was able to hang on to that one. Good job by the front line of the kickoff return team for Blackford. And they're going to have a short field to start this second possession.
Once again, Tim, with the short kick, Blackford's going to start in very good field position. We'll see if they can once again, move the ball, possess the clock, get it moving, and this time get some points. They need to answer.
I formation once again for the Blackford Bruins. And Mahan will set up the pass, and that is complete after the bobble. And up the sideline goes number 1, Brandon Barkdole. He started in the eye and leaked out into the flat there for a big completion for the Bruins.
What about 17 yards on that pickup? And that was a really nice-looking pitch and catch that time. Mahan to Barkdole. And Barkdole, as you said, coming out of the backfield, showed some pretty good hands there, and we saw some speed from him in the open field.
So you talk about Blackford wanting to answer. That's a great start to their drive. Mahan under center. Will hand off to Barkdole this time, and that will go for about 4.
Barkdole takes it around the right side. Brought down by number 32 and 54.
And Barkdole will check out of the game, get a breather here.
Picks up about 4 on the play. Second down.
2nd and 6 upcoming for the Blackford Bruins. They trail 8-0 here with 4:45 to go in the second game of the CIC Football Extravaganza. Thank you so much for joining us here on WIWUTV.com. Great slate of games here today. Mahan in the eye with a blitz coming. And the handoff goes to Barkdole once again.
It was a really deep handoff, and that time when Barkdole...
It's actually Blaine Riddle, number 34.
Okay. Yeah, Riddle, he was hit at the line of scrimmage. He was able to get about 2 yards in that game, but a very deep handoff. It takes a long time, or that is a long time for that offensive line to hold their blocks.
3rd and 4 now for the Blackford Bruins.
Big third down for Blackford. Again, they need to convert. Need to get some points on the board and keep this potent Frankton offense off the field.
Handoff to the fullback, and he is stopped for a gain of about 1. That was Colin Jones.
Now, I'm not sure if Mahan thought about trying to take that one, on that option read. He sticks it in the belly of the fullback. He's got the option of pulling it back out. He might have tried to do it that time. Just Jones had it and kept a good handle on it. Only picked up a yard. 4th and what? 1, 2, 3. This is not going to be an easy pickup.
Officially, they call it 4th and 4 here for Blackford. In the eye once again. And falling down is Chase Mahan. Unfortunate play there, just tripped up on the turf that time, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
I couldn't tell if he tripped up on the turf or if maybe one of his teammates got just a piece of his foot there, but take a look on the replay, see what we see.
Fakes the handoff, and he might have tripped.
I think
one of
Jones
his running
and
backs.
Jones and Mahan may have connected there. Tough break there for the Bruins.
McGuire all by himself in the shotgun for the Frankton Eagles as they take over on downs. Delph in motion will take this to the left side, cuts it up, and he is gone again. 50, 40, down to the 20, 15, 10, and another touchdown, Isaiah Delph. My goodness, the speed of Isaiah Delph just killing this Blackford team, and another quick score for this Frankton Eagle offense.
One play drive, 61 yards from Isaiah Delph, and you knew it, Tim, as soon as you saw him get into the open field, he was going to be gone. Take a look at the replay here. Little jet sweep, big hole, and there at that point he's gone. No one's going to catch him.
Yeah, Isaiah Delph just too much for this Blackford team to handle thus far. And he is in the backfield once again in the shotgun next to his quarterback Travis McGuire as they go for two. McGuire will roll to his right and dump it off to number 42, Connor Love, for the conversion. And quickly now, a 16-0 lead for the Frankton Eagles with 2:58 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Tim, in our first game this afternoon or earlier this morning, Alexandria defeated Madison Grant 40-27. It was a really good ball game. We had a lot of, Madison Grant took the early lead. I don't know what the score was at one point. I think they were up 14-0 at one point.
They were.
But we had a contest that was really being contested, deep into the third, fourth quarter. But unless Blackford can really do something here quickly, this one is in danger of getting away from them very early.
Yeah, and we definitely saw in that first game that the game isn't over when there's two quick scores in the first quarter. So we really will see how Blackford responds. They've been able to move the ball just a bit, but not enough to convert down in the red zone.
And that's been their story all season long for Blackford. There are times they have been able to move the football, but getting points on the board, they've struggled getting the ball into the end zone.
Jack Rogers getting set to kick off for the Frankton Eagles. Tried that onside kick last time. We'll see what's going on with this kick. Rogers squibs it a bit to the right. And the return there goes to about the 32-yard line.
This is totally unofficial, but in about 3 or 4 carries, Isaiah Delph has about 140 yards already for Blackford. He keeps his pace up and could see some kind of record set here today.
Yeah, we might see some records broken. Delph with some explosive running, 2 touchdowns already with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter here.
Yeah, the first one's 70-plus yards. That last one's 61 yards. You can rack up some yardage pretty quickly when you're breaking off runs like that.
Sure can. I formation again. Mahan under center. The handoff will go to Barkdale.
Nice pickup on first down that time for Blackford.
We'll go for about 3 or 4. Second down and 6 upcoming for the Blackford Bruins, trying to get something going to answer this explosive Frankton Eagles offense, who has stormed out to a 16-0 lead here in the first quarter.
We said Blackford very heavy on the run this year. They've only attempted 61 passes coming into this ball game, completed 17 of them. So they're only going to pass for about 35 yards a game. They have to be able to run the football.
Read option that time. Mahan tries to pitch it back to Barkdale, fumbles it out of bounds. Lucky bounce there that they were close to the sideline for the ball to go out of bounds before Frankton could recover that ball.
Yeah, a huge break for Blackford that time as the fumble does indeed go out of bounds, but it goes out of bounds for a first down.
Yeah, lucky break there. Take a look at the replay here.
you know, the quarterback can hold the ball, finally makes the pitch, little bit behind the runner Barkdahl that time, and as we said, you could see it go out of bounds, but it's a little bit of old school football there with the quarterback keeping it to the last second.
2 receivers flanked out to the right this time, with the blitz coming. And the pitch goes to Barkdahl, and he will keep that pile moving for a gain of about 6.
Good push that time from the offensive lineman helping Barkdahl out. Again, another good pickup on first down. They're going to give him 7 yards in that pickup. If Blackford can continue to do that, take care of the football, don't turn it over, get some drives together here. They got a chance to get some points on the board here.
2nd down and 3 now. Blackford comes out again with 2 receivers flanked to the right. And it'll be a pass for Mahan. He drops back.
His arm was hit, I believe, on that throw.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was deflected a bit or his arm was hit. Not enough on that pass.
And Mahan had to put together a nice fake there on that play. I'm a little surprised how much Blackford has looked to throw the football here this afternoon.
Trying to get Frankton off guard as they continue to pound that I formation running game. Mixing in a couple more passes than we're used to seeing from Blackford. They'll set up on the left hash here.
Well, after that big gain on first down, 3rd and 3, this big 3rd down conversion.
They hand to Jones, who is about a yard short of the first down. 4th down and 1 coming, and Blackford hasn't punted yet. We'll see if they'll go for it once again.
And this is not good for Blackford as Jones is coming off the field, Tim, and really hanging his right shoulder, even tapped his right shoulder a little bit there. He took a pretty good shot on that play, and certainly one of the better runners for Blackford. They'd hate to have him out. We'll see if we can see in this replay.
Yeah, you see Jones takes the ball.
Yeah, the way he landed on that right shoulder, not good.
Handoff goes to Barkdahl, and it looks like Frankton will stop him before he's able to get to the first down. Great swarming defense that time.
Yeah, we'll wait for the spot. Oh, they got a pretty good spot. They may need to measure this one. I did not think he was going to get the first down. Well, they're not even going to measure it. They're going to say first down Blackford.
So a generous spot that time. Keeps the Blackford offense on the field. The entire Frankton offense had come onto the field. They got to switch out for their defensive counterparts.
Well, the officials must have thought his forward progress had gotten him out or down to that 46-yard line. So a break for Blackford. Now let's see. There's a stoppage of play here.
Looks like a clock issue, and the referees were able to get that sorted out. I formation once again. Mahan hands the ball off to Barkdahl, and he's got some room there, and that's good for a first down.
Wow, that was a big tackle there by Brock Threet, number 7 for Frankton. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle as he got just a shoestring there from Barkdahl.
Yeah, see a good push there. And that really was a shoestring tackle that time. And we come to the end of the first quarter. A lot of action on the ground here. The Frankton Eagles lead the Blackford Bruins by a score of 16-0. Thanks so much for watching here on WIW-TV. We'll take a quick timeout. Welcome back to Ball State, where Frankton leads the Blackford Bruins by a score of 16-0. Here in the eye is Mahan. He'll hand it off to Barkdale, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage by number 76.
That's 75.
75, Hunter Lawson. And we will throw it down to the third member of our broadcast team, Michaela Martini, on the sideline.
We'll bring it second down and 12.
Can you hear me?
Sorry about that. We are having trouble with the audio down on the sideline. We'll try to get to Michaela as soon as we can. Now it's second and 12 after the big stop there for Frankton. Rolling out this time is Mahan, and he had the man open, but he underthrew it.
Yeah, they had the that bootleg, the rollout, where they let the defenders through to open up the back coming out of the backfield or the tight end cutting across. He was there that time. Mahan just didn't have the arm strength to get it to the open receiver. It was a well-designed play.
So a third and long set up here for Blackford.
And these are excuse me, Tim, but these are the situations Blackford can't afford to be in, these third and longs. That's not a situation where their offense is really going to be able to respond well to.
Blitz coming. The toss goes to, that was Jones that time, I believe.
I think Jones is back in the football game.
Blaine Riddle gets the carry.
Okay, Riddle.
That'll set up fourth and about 12. You look, the toss there to Riddle. And it's a good play. It just isn't enough when you have third and 12 upcoming. There was a 5-yard gain on the play.
Well, 4th and 7 is a lot better than 4th and 12, but still, again, when your passing game isn't clicking for you, that's a big expectation on your offensive line, your tailback, to pick up 7 yards.
Mahan sets up the screen, and it is not able to get over to Brandon Barkdale. Good idea. Try to catch Frankton off guard, but the pass falls incomplete, and Frankton will take over on downs.
Yeah, I think they had it set up well that time, the Bruins did, but one of the defensive linemen was able to get his hands on that. Barkdale had a chance to get that.
All right, we're going to try once again for Michaela Martini down on the sidelines.
Thanks, Tim. The Frankton Eagles came out strong. They saw some gaps in the opportunities, and they took advantage of that. Isaiah Delph has scored 2 touchdowns, and they're looking to continue what they're doing. Back to you, Tim.
Thanks, Michaela. And you see now Travis McGuire gets in on the action. He keeps the ball and gets all the way down the sideline. If he can stay in, it will be a touchdown, and he's got it all the way into the end zone. Number 18, Travis McGuire, keeps it himself. Great blocking downfield, and that is 3 straight plays that Frankton has been on offense and 3 straight touchdowns.
70 yards that time by the quarterback, and goodness gracious, Tim, 3 straight plays, 3 touchdowns, but those last 2 drives, 1-play drives. 61-yard touchdown, and this time a 70-yard touchdown.
And there's a player down on the field. I believe that's number 28, Dayton Dow. He was able to get off the field, but he's still shaking on the sideline.
You know, Travis McGuire, we take a look at the injured man now. Travis McGuire, 6 foot, 160 pounds, but he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, and definitely plays older than he is, definitely shows maturity and has that athleticism. You saw the speed there on that touchdown run. Not sure how Dayton Dow injured himself. Looks like he's pointing to his leg. We'll try to get an update.
Okay. I'll be right back. Come back no later than halftime. I won't. All right, well.
And we'll see what happens here. Once we get play started again, the Frankton Eagles looks like they're going to go for 2 once again, leading right now 22-0. Tim Tedeschi, Roger Alcock here at Schumann Stadium at Ball State University for Game 2 of the CIC Football Extravaganza. Thank you so much for joining us here. And if you're watching live on WIWTV.com, I hope you'll stay tuned for the 4 p.m. game. That's Elwood versus Oak Hill. And also the game under the lights tonight at 7. That's Mississinewa versus Eastbrook. Be sure to stay tuned for all of those great CIC matchups coming up. And if you're watching this on TV, be sure to check out WIWTV.com for the schedule of when all your favorite teams will be playing.
Those two games this afternoon, this evening, wow, huge games, huge implications in the CIC championship race. Oak Hill, of course, 5-0, undefeated, taking on an Elwood team that's starting to come on strong. They beat Mississinewa at Mississinewa last week. Then, of course, Eastbrook, the other undefeated team in the CIC, takes on Mississinewa. Mississinewa looking to respond after a poor performance last week. Mississinewa owned Eastbrook last year, and so you know that'll be a very enthusiastic couple teams going at it. But if Oak Hill should manage to win, if Eastbrook should manage to win, that will set up our game next week at WIWTV, Oak Hill and Eastbrook, and that one really could be for the CIC championship.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see all of the CIC teams here in one place today, everyone getting an eye on their competition as we see the trainers and coaching staff still working on Dayton Dow. The teams have gone to the sidelines for water, and he is able to stand up now, being aided by some of the coaches. Looks like a leg injury. Hopefully it's not too serious and he's able to return to the game. We'll keep an eye on that. 28 Dayton Dow for Blackford injured here.
Actually, is that 88? I thought it was 28 as well, but that might be 88 Carson Kinder.
Jack, are you hearing him?
We have a great vantage point up here in Schumann Stadium, but sometimes these black jerseys with the red letters are not the easiest to read.
And the toss goes to Delph there on the quick extra point, and they are able to convert once again. So another two-point conversion after a long run, and the Frankton Eagles are up 24-0 here on the Bruins. 10:22 to go in the second quarter, and my goodness, Frankton has just ran the ball right past Blackford, and Blackford has no answer.
No, and Blackford wanted to possess the football on offense, put together long drives, get some points together, and see what they could do on the defensive side of things. But when you give up touchdown runs of 75 yards, I believe it was, 61 yards to Delph, and then the long quarterback run, 3 huge plays, you find yourself in a hole really quick.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do here. They've had stalled drives ending on turnovers on downs for their first 3 possessions. We'll see what happens on this drive as Jack Rogers gets set to kick off.
I don't know if Blackford has a touchdown return for a touchdown in, or kickoff return for a touchdown. They sure could use a big play themselves.
Number 34, Blaine Riddle, is able to pick it up right around the 30, and he takes it up to about the 38, 39-yard line. Take a look at the replay once again. Travis McGuire was able to break a tackle, and then he just used his speed, stiff arm there, and he worked his way across the field for the touchdown. A great display of athleticism and speed from the quarterback.
Well, he's one of the more dynamic players in the entire conference, as we said. Passes for some 123 yards a ball game, rushes for about 70 yards a ball game. He got his season average right there, but he can do it all. He's a very potent weapon, and like we said, he's only a sophomore.
High formation once again here for Blackford. Mahan will take the snap and hand off to the fullback. That's Jones. Excuse me, that was number 45, Robert Wilburn.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Jones on the bench, but I don't think we've seen him back in the ballgame after he came out with that shoulder injury.
2nd and 5 now for the Blackford Bruins. Good pickup there on first down, with receivers split out to the left. Blitz coming. Mahan will step back to pass, and that ball is a bit too high.
Kirkwood's pass to Jennifer Brawl, incomplete.
Pass was intended for number 81, Jice Crawl.
Well, that time, I think Mahan got his timing off just a little bit, forced that throw. If that was going to be a completed pass crawl, that's one has to be kind of to the back shoulder, away from the defender. That time it was high over the head of everybody and out of bounds.
I formation here. Number 45, Robert Wilburn, getting the carry, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Another one of those deep handoffs, Roger, and those just are not working for Blackford.
Well, and now Blackford, they've gone for it several times on 4th down when they're on the other side of the 50-yard line when they're in Frankton territory. But this time at, 4th and 6 at their own 40, they're going to have to kick it away.
Yeah, the punt is upcoming here. Jacob Confer will kick it away.
Chance for Frankton to get some good field position once again.
And the snap was on the turf, but able to get a good kick away, and it takes a Blackford bounce into about the 24-yard line. And that's where Frankton will start. Once again, we'll see if it's McGuire or Delph with another highlight reel run here.
That was a great job by the punter Confer that time, because the snap rolled halfway to him, and you know, with the pressure coming, he could panic a little bit there in that situation, but he gathered in the loose ball, took a step, and got a pretty good kick away. And like you said, a really fortuitous bounce that time for Blackford. But their defense has to get a stop here. They can't continue to give up these huge plays.
Absolutely. McGuire with a quick pass this time. And that'll go for 10 and a little bit more. That pass complete to number 86, Maurice Knight. He's the leading receiver for the Frankton Eagles.
9 on her reception on the screen.
First down and 10 upcoming
Frankton first down.
at about the 37-yard line.
Frankton offense starting to get in rhythm, getting big chunks of yardage on every play.
Blitz coming with McGuire flushed out to the right. He's able to elude that rush. Gets it up the field to Knight, and that is a big gain there for the Frankton Eagles.
Oh, wow, that time the quarterback, McGuire, he knew exactly where he was. He looked over to see where the line of scrimmage was, make sure he wasn't over the line of scrimmage. It's a little bit of a dangerous throw where you kind of stop and throw across your body, across the field, but that time it was a completed pass for another big play.
Yeah, McGuire able to keep the play alive with his legs and then make a big completion there with his arm. First down and 10 from the 30 here. Frankton with a methodical drive this time, not getting big chunks of yardage like they were. The pitch goes to Delph, and he is able to cut it up the outside, and he goes all the way in for a touchdown. Frankton Eagles score once again. That's the third touchdown today for Delph.
Well, that time, 25 yards or 29 yards for Delph. He has 3 touchdowns here in the first half.
And they will huddle up and get set to go for 2. Good block that time from number 75, Braden McQuitty as well, stealing that edge. McGuire hands it off to number 32, Will Harris, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. That's an even 30 for the Eagles.
32 points after that 2-point conversion now. But right now, Timmy, it's pretty apparent just right that the Blackford defense doesn't have the size or the speed, the size in terms of like at the line of scrimmage, but then the speed. So on the edge, so you have to play almost perfect defense in terms of gap assignment and containment, those kinds of things. And if you don't, we'll see what we saw here is just big plays. And again, another big play. 29 yards is a big play.
Yeah, tough to cover both McGuire and Delph. Both of them can beat you with their legs. Take a look at the replay here. Just the pitch outside and a good steal block there by McQuitty, number 75, is able to get another block, and he just runs right up the sideline for the score.
Yeah, the offensive line gives Delph the hole. He makes the great cut to the left that time in that second hole, if you will, and then just the speed to outrun the defenders to the corner.
Brandon Barkdill and Blaine Riddle back to receive this kick from number 13, Jack Rogers. He's been busy today with all the scoring, having to kick the ball away.
They could get worn out here.
And this kick goes to Barkdill. Goes right into the heart of the return.
He
Fumble
fumbled
on
it.
the ball. And it looks like it's recovered by number 7, Brock Threet.
And give Barkdahl, credit because you're down 32-0. Get kickoff returns. You got to have a little bit of crazy in you anyways. I mean, he's going full speed ahead. Knows he's going to take a lick. That time, a defender just got his arm in there and knocked it away.
Yeah, Barkdill trying to make something out of nothing that time, going straight into the heart of that coverage team. And number 7, Brock Threet, was able to recover that fumble. So Frankton gets the ball right back with 7:44 to go. They already lead 32-0 here. McGuire and Delph now moves to the left of McGuire in the pistol formation here.
A great field position to start a drive.
End around this time to number 42, Connor Love, and he is stopped for a loss.
Yeah, good defense that time. I think it was Reese Garrett, the linebacker for Blackford, who's able to keep containment, slow down the runner until the rest of the Bruins can get over there and make the tackle.
It's one of the only plays that has gone for a loss for Frankton today. They've been moving forward pretty consistently.
Yeah, I don't know. They've had – that probably is the only play here the first half that has not been positive gain for Frankton.
Delph in motion to the right. He'll get the carry. And that goes for about 3 back to the original line of scrimmage for the first down.
Well, they line up Delph, obviously, in the backfield, the running back position that time. They put him over the slot, give him the handoff, as he comes in motion. Any way you can get him the football, they're going to try to do that. It shows that burst of speed. And really, they're a little bit of shows a little bit of power, because once he got hit, he got about 2 yards after being hit and was able to make something positive out of that, which looked like it was going to go for no gain.
3rd and 9 with the blitz coming. McGuire in the pocket, plenty of time, and the pass is complete tonight. Excuse me, that's number 88, Dylan Combs. Big gain for the Frankton Eagles.
Dylan Combs is 6'4", 210 pounds, and that time he just came across the field. He goes over the top of everybody, and it was a great throw by McGuire. Caught him in stride, got it high where only he could get it, and a big gain, first down for Frankton.
Take a look at the replay. He had all the time in the world to complete that pass. Just lofted it up there.
Nice hands there, too.
McGuire will keep it himself this time, and he's got an edge. Trying to work his way up, and he gets inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. Travis McGuire shown he has no problems taking the ball himself and taking it to this defense.
Barkdahl, who was in on the tackle there for Blackford, is going to have to come out because his helmet came off. But, boy, when you can mix up the pass and the run like Frankton is doing right now, it takes a pretty good defense to be able to stop that. And right now, Frankton is just moving the ball really at will.
They really are. Empty backfield this time with the 2 wingback set. It's Connor Love and Delph in motion. And McGuire will keep it, and that'll be a pass interference call in the end zone. Really won't hurt Blackford that much, as it'll only be about a 1.5 yard penalty since they're so close to the end zone.
I think it was Riley Apple that time on coverage. You got to make a play, and the quick slant pattern was there. That was going to be a touchdown, so, that's actually not a bad defensive play.
Yeah, if there is such thing as a good penalty, that was one right there.
First down.
Giving Blackford another shot to maybe stop this potent Frankton Eagle offense. Delph in the backfield in the pistol to the right of McGuire. He'll look to pass that fade route once again. Going up for it and catching that ball is Maurice Knight on the fade route. Touchdown Frankton, their first one through the air today. And they are up 38-0 now with the extra point coming.
Now, just what we talked about with McKnight, 6'4" receiver. There's no one on the field who one-on-one situation is going to out-jump him for that football.
So they'll set up to go for two. Two receivers to the right, one to the left with Delph, getting the carry. And for the first time, they are stopped on the extra point. So they'll have to settle for a 38-0 lead here after that McGuire fade route pass to Maurice Knight.
Well, this has been a very efficient first half as we see McGuire's pass. They're actually not the best throw he's made on the afternoon, a little bit underthrown, but McKnight just with the athletic ability to go over the defender and pull that one in.
And you see the size advantage there, too. Knight way taller than the cornerback that was on him. 38-0 is our score with 5:21 to go here in the second quarter. Tim Tedeschi and Roger Alcock with you here in Game 2 of the CIC Football Extravaganza. Thank you so much for joining us here on WIWU TV. It's been a fun one so far. Lots of action on the Frankton end, 38-0.
Well, there's 5:21 to go here in the first half, and if you're a Blackford Bruins fan or a coaching staff or player, you got to look, just get something positive here going into the locker room at halftime. Get some points on the board, make something happen, and see if you can't just grab a little bit of the momentum back.
Rogers' deep kick goes to Riddle, and he is brought down just past the 25-yard line.
Big tackle that time. I think it was from Blake Marshall, the senior.
Number 55, Marshall, with a good special teams tackle there. And Blackford will start at about the 26-yard line with 5:15 to go here in the second quarter. Big deficit, 38-0.
Blackford has first and 10, 27-yard line.
You know, Frankton, though, has been able to pin their ears back last couple possessions and try to stop the run because Blackford simply hasn't been able to throw the football, and unless they can, it's going to be even more difficult to try to run.
I formation handoff that time. Goes for about 4. Looked like that was number 45, Robert Wilburn, in there at fullback. And Blackford will try to get something going here. 2nd and 7 now with 4:45 to go in the second quarter. They won't abandon their I formation, though. They are a running team, and they are going to continue to run.
Well, if that's what you do, that's what you have to do. You can't turn yourself into a throwing team, you know, just because you want to, and there you see the big sack.
Number 43, Curtis DeLong, with the sack there, and a big loss there.
That's why it was so important for Blackford to try to, that first drive, they moved the football, got 60 yards of offense going, but they weren't able to score. And a team like this, you have to get on the board and try to play from ahead. Playing from behind, especially 38-0, when you're not a high-powered offense, when you're kind of a grinded-out type of offense, you really put yourself in a bad situation. And then when you go back to pass, the defense with the big lead, they can just go all out and come after you, and you put yourself at risk for a sack.
And that's number 3, Ryan Moore, now at quarterback. He's listed as a tight end and middle linebacker, but he's getting some reps here at quarterback. Not sure if there's something wrong with Mahan.
Well, he went down in the arms of about 3 defenders that last time, so timeout here might not be bad just to get a little bit of breather in. 3:48, under 4 minutes to go here, 3rd and 14. We've seen them try to try that little screen play, maybe a draw or something like that. It's been there. They just haven't been able to execute it. We'll see if maybe they can put that type of play together. I don't think they're going to have time to, drop straight pass and try to, straight back, get a 15-yard pass down the field. They haven't demonstrated to be able to get that kind of time. So we'll see if there's some kind of draw or screen in play here.
Yeah, we'll see what the coaches draw up for them here. 3rd and 14, as you said, with 3:48 to go.
In the first game of the day, Alexandria and Madison Grant really took a long time. It was a long game. This game's really scooting along pretty quick.
Yeah, that's what happens when both teams are rushing the ball predominantly.
Well, even when Alexandria is throwing, when does the clock stop? Incomplete passes, that kind of stuff. Well, they're completing just about every throw.
I formation here with lots of Frankton defenders in the box. That handoff is able to break free, and there he goes. That's number 25, Tyler Sills, I believe. And he has brought the ball all the way down to around the 20, and it looks like we'll get a face mask maybe on the stiff arm. Not sure what they're going to call here. There is a flag down.
Well, I think if you're a runner, you can stiff arm, and even if you make contact with the face mask, you're okay as long as you don't grab hold.
Regardless of whether it comes back 15 yards, still an excellent run that time for number 25, Tyler Sills. I believe that's his first carry of the game, and he just exploded out of nowhere into Frankton territory, and that is just what Blackford needed.
Yeah, it was a great job for them to open up the hole for him, and that time.
Face mask. Defense.
Okay, it's a
5-yard
defensive face
penalty.
mask. We don't see it
First
on the
down.
play there, but he never does go down. But great job of finding a hole and bursting through it. Once you see that hole, you can't hesitate as a tailback, and that time he does a great job. That Tyler Sills does of getting through that hole, and this was kind of what we talked about just a few minutes ago for Blackford, getting something positive, getting some momentum going into the locker room at halftime, give you something to fight for in the second half.
So how about that, from 3rd and 12 to 1st and 10, right outside of the goal line. They're going to call it 1st and goal, I believe.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10. They can get a first down if they get it inside the 1, but that's not very likely.
And Moore will keep it this time, and that'll go for about a 1-yard gain.
Mahan took another big shot there that time when he kept the football.
2nd and 8 here. The clock not an issue. Plenty of time with not very much field left to cover. We'll see if Blackford can finally get on the board here after allowing 5 Frankton touchdowns so far.
Well, Wilburn is checked in. Robbie Gardner's checked in. A little bit different personnel here for Blackford. On 2nd and long, see if they maybe do a play-action pass here.
Handoff goes to Sills instead, and he will burst through for about 2.
A little misdirection that time. Get the motion going to the right, handoff, cutting back against the grain, and that one was almost there. The tackler, though, that time kept his position, kept his edge, and kept his assignment.
3rd and 7 now. They are able to get that first down right in between the 1-yard line and the goal line. Moore under center with Wilburn and Sills behind him. Blitz coming. The toss goes to Sills. Into the middle he goes, and he is dropped at about the 4-yard line.
There was a hole there, but it closed rather quickly and rather rudely because on that run there, Sills had a little bit of a gap there, but he was taken down pretty hard.
Yeah, Frankton was able to correct their mistake, get back and make that tackle before Sills found the end zone. Big 4th down here, 4th and 2. We'll see if they just try to get the first down and get a new set of downs, or if they're heading for the end zone with a pass here. 2 receivers to the left with the I formation behind Moore. The handoff will go to Sills, and he is stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. So a big run by Tyler Sills gets Blackford all the way down into the red zone, but not able to capitalize. Frankton will take over on downs with 1:18 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, the big linebacker, Jacob Barnes, just came over. We'll see it here on the replay from the backside and just wraps him up. 5'11", actually about 6 foot, 255 from that linebacker spot. And Barnes with a good defensive play. And once again, what looks to be a little bit of a promising development for Blackford just goes to the wayside.
And McGuire will have an empty backfield here with Delph to the side. And the handoff goes to number 45, Sebastian Davis.
He's still on his feet.
Good run that time. Came out of the slot position in motion. Usually that motion jet sweep to the right goes to Delph. That time it was Davis.
You'd almost think with just a minute to go and Frankton being 88 yards away from the end zone, he just, would try to run out the clock, but the way they've been getting big plays, and here's another.
McGuire will keep it. A fake handoff to Davis, and Davis is now his lead blocker, and he's down across the 40 into the 30, tackled down at about the 27-yard line. Travis McGuire turning on the Jets once again. Good fake handoff to Sebastian Davis, faking that play the other way, and he is able to find some daylight.
Well, just look at the running room there he has. He finds his way into the second level, and then again the speed. He pulls away, and I think it's Barkdahl who makes the touchdown saving tackle, knocking him out of bounds, or that could have been about an 88-yard touchdown run.
32 seconds to go, and the Frankton Eagles are knocking on the door once again. High snap that time, and McGuire will fall down. Of course, in high school, once your knee touches the ground, that is a down. And they're going to take a timeout here.
Well, Frankton not satisfied with 38-0 lead here in the first half, but they've seen what drives that have taken 8 seconds, so 27. They've got 3 drives left in them here.
Yeah, lots of time for Frankton for how quickly they have scored here today. What a showing this half. Delph got it started with the first run. That was of about 70 yards. And then he had a 61-yarder to follow that one up. McGuire took over from there. And then Delph scored once again. Delph with 3 touchdowns. McGuire with 2, 1 rushing, 1 passing. And Maurice Knight was on the receiving end of that passing touchdown. 5 touchdowns for the Frankton Eagles. And they're looking for number 6.
Of course, what we've seen from McGuire here in the first half and Delph, pretty potent 1-2 combination, but McGuire himself, he's a threat with his arm and with his legs.
They'll call it 2nd and 20 after that botched snap, and McGuire will keep it. A long pass intended for Sebastian Davis, and that is picked off.
I think he got it off, just off the ground. That was an impressive interception.
Number 14, Robbie Gardner, is able to pick that one off the ground before it bounced. And the Blackford Bruins have 1st and 10, so that's a positive sign for Blackford, not giving up another touchdown at the end of this one.
See if we see the replay here.
Bounced off of Sebastian Davis, and looked like Gardner was able to get a piece of it. Of course, no replay here in high school, so Blackford will keep it regardless. 20 seconds to go. Blitz coming. The toss goes outside. That's number 25, Sills again, and he's able to pick up a first down.
You know, Sills, since he's come into the ball game, has had some very nice runs. Of course, they've opened some good holes for him, but he's been able to hit those holes and pick up some nice yards.
And it looks like they're going to call timeout. The clock did stop because of the first down, but Blackford wants to talk things over. 14 seconds to go here in the first half. Big lead for the Frankton Eagles, 38-0.
And what a day of football here, though. We had already had a great game earlier this morning with Alexander beating Madison Grant 40-27. Got this one. And then, like you said earlier, Tim, coming up later today, Elwood takes on Oak Hill. Oak Hill ranked number 8 in the state right now, the latest 2A poll. Then the nightcap, Eastbrook and Mississinawa. Eastbrook, number 5 team in the state, the latest 2A poll with AP. So, big day of football. We're going to take a look at this interception once again.
Yeah, another look. Bounces off of Davis, and we'll see if Gardner, it looked like it bounced off the ground actually before Gardner was able to get control of it.
See, here's my opinion. The call was an interception. I don't know if I've seen enough to overturn it. Conclusive evidence.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't have the officiating expert on our broadcast team just yet, so we'll have to.
Where's Mike Pereira when you need him? Because he may have had his fingertips underneath that ball. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a tough judgment call either way, but the referee called it an interception on the field.
And in a live action, to me, it definitely looked like an interception. It was a great defensive play that time.
Absolutely, and sometimes you just have to reward a player for that. If it looked pretty close to an interception, and Blackford was able to get the ball back, prevent Frankton from scoring here at the end of the half. 9 seconds to go here, 2nd and 10. Moore in the eye once again. We'll toss it out to Sills, I believe.
Oh, and
It's
there's
actually
going to be
Barkdale
another
that time.
15 yards tacked onto that play.
Barkdale was back in the backfield that time. And flags all around the field is a very obvious horse collar there.
Pick up about 9.
Well, Blackford desperately trying to get
Personal
something
foul.
positive.
Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
If you're Frankton, that's about the last thing you want to do is
And now timeout.
commit a 15-yard penalty and put Blackford within striking distance here. Only 3 seconds to go, but they'll get another play off.
Yeah, Blackford will take time out here to discuss what they're going to do with their last play of this first half.
I don't know, Tim, if you have a little trick play in the book, do you pull it out here? There's no way that they can throw the ball 37 yards into the end zone from here. So unless you hope that your tailback can break free for a long run here, I say you pull out the trick play. Maybe they'll hook and ladder.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. That's the fun thing about high school football is you're more likely to see, as you said, the hook and ladder, maybe even a Statue of Liberty or something like that. We'll see if there's any trick plays up the Blackford coach's sleeves here.
Well, some kind of misdirection maybe where you can get the defense going to one side of the field, then get a speedster, free or in the open field on the other side where they at least have a chance to maybe make a one-on-one move and get a big play to happen.
And this is the first play, I believe, that Blackford has worked out of the shotgun. Moore sending Barkdale to the slot.
And Ryan Moore's at quarterback.
And he'll take the pass. Looks like they're going for the Hail Mary. He takes the short route complete, but not enough. That pass complete to number 81, Jice Crawl. But that's how the second quarter will end. Frankton Eagles on top by a score of 38-0 over the Blackford Bruins here at Schumann Stadium at Ball State University. And we will take it to halftime here on WIWU TV.
They say I've been handed a heritage. Now it's time to leave a legacy. I woo, we the team with the recipe. You can talk about it, I don't let it get the best of me. Why? Cause we're under his shield. Ain't too many people get to know how it feels to be the nation champs only under his will. And we putting everybody right in front of us, still fearless. We enter in the season, no miss. Team with the spirit, everybody know this. Glory to the Father, hooked us up with the assists. And we praying for the roster, checking people off the list.
to Schumann Stadium as Blackford is getting set to kick off to the Frankton Eagles, and the fumble there on the kickoff, and Blackford recovers. What a start to this second half.
Well, break for Blackford for sure. You know, it's a tall order to say they can get back in this football game and win it, but if you're a coach, you can look at your guys and say, hey, we can win this second half. We can make something positive happen. We can build up some momentum for the rest of our season, those kinds of things, but just play well. That's a great way to start the second half.
Number 3, Ryan Moore continues to be in at quarterback for Blackford as they start this drive at about the 33-yard line. High formation. Wilburn and Sills behind him.
Sills showed some flashes in that first half. We'll see if he can pick it up here in the second half. Ooh.
Toss goes to him, and he is brought down for a loss. A swarm of Frankton Eagles that time.
And Dallas Blevins just came in off the edge and finished up the tackle there with a nice hard hit. Nowhere to go for the Bruins that time. In fact, they lost 4 yards.
2nd and 15, they'll call it. Going the wrong way is this Blackford offense, trying to find their first points of the game. And once again, it is Moore, Wilburn, and Sills rounding out that I formation. Handoff goes to Sills, and he's got an opening, and that is good for about a 5-yard gain.
There's a bit of a hole there for Sills to go through, but DeLong was able to get his arm in there and slow him down and haul him down. But again, the holes are there, but just for a second. And Sills was able to break a big gainer early in the first half, but you really got to pop that hole quickly and burst through it.
Yeah, if the offensive line can get just a bit more time on their blocks, Sills may be able to break one. We'll see what happens here on 3rd down and 10. Moore under center in that I formation. Blitz coming, and he rolls out to the left side, looking to pass deep, and he's got it up there, and that is caught for a first down. Completion that time for Blackford. Big completion.
I think it was Jacob Confer.
That's right, number 5, Jacob Confer. And we've said it all day, they don't really pass a lot. They've passed more than we expected them to, and really paid off that time with a big completion from Ryan Moore to Jacob Confer. You take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, Moore has to roll out of the pocket, takes a big hit. The floater, but Confer is able to see it, makes the play to come back for the football, and it's another first down for Blackford.
1st and 10, just inside the 15. And that'll go for about 4 yards. A flag on the play.
That was a very late flag that came in at the end of the play. So I don't know if it was something on the tackle. I don't think it was a hold because that was just very late. That could be against the defense.
Yeah, it looks like the Blackford coaches are waving that they want to decline it. I'm not sure exactly what the call is yet. The referee's still trying to sort that out.
Yeah, but now he's talking to the Blackford defender, so it is against Blackford. Illegal use of the hands penalty.
Illegal blocking the back. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Repeat, first down.
So after the big gain on that pass to Confer, Blackford moves back 10 yards, so it'll be a 1st and 20. It is nice that it's still first down, so they have plenty of time to get some yardage back.
Yeah, but now it's 1st and 20 instead of that 1st and 10. Very difficult for a run-only team to pick up 20 yards.
Blitz coming right up the middle. Moore steps back and overthrows that time, and it is picked off. Number 7, Brock 3, coming down the sideline, 40, 45, 50. Across the sideline he goes. He's got blockers ahead of him, down 30, 20. One man to beat, and he is blocked down, and that is a pick 6 for number 7, Brock 3 of the Frankton Eagles.
But hold on just a minute, Tim. I think this one could be coming back because there's a flag on the play.
See that pretty often in returns. Maybe a block in the back.
Mm-hmm. And it was unfortunate if you're a Frankton fan, and this one is going to come back because that penalty was about 40 yards away, if not more.
Take a look at that. Just a overthrow that time from Ryan Moore.
Moore had his man open underneath, but he overthrew him. And there you can see no one even near the return, but the block in the back, way back at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they'll spot.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
They'll spot the ball at the 46-yard line, but still pretty good field position. And yet again, Blackford unable to find the end zone or even a field goal. They remain scoreless here. The score is 38-0. Frankton on top. Tim Tedeschi, Roger Alcock, Michaela Martini with you here from Ball State University Schumann Stadium. Thank you so much for joining us here on WIWU-TV. Man in motion that time, and the give goes to him. That's number 42, Connor Love, but he doesn't go anywhere. Loss of about 5 on the play.
Okay.
Nice open field tackle that time, and just knifing through. Take a look at the replay here. You get a number there? Let's see. Oh, 53, yeah. Jake Wells, the leading tackler for Blackford. Just read that one perfectly, and loss of 5 yards in that play.
2 wingback set with Davis cutting across, and McGuire will keep it this time. Good for about 3 yards.
Jake Wells again in on the tackle, closed up that hole quickly. Does a good job that time reading the quarterback.
Go again.
Reads the run the entire time, and it's just a short game.
All right, we're going to take it down to the sideline. Michaela Martini has an update for us.
Thanks, Tim. Before this half, I spoke to Blackford's head coach, Steve Rinker, and he said that they're going to have to focus on their own team, not on Frankton, and especially not on their touchdown that they just scored. I also asked them about defense, and they said that they're going to have to focus in on their key players and just contain and hopefully stay in this game. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Michaela. And you see there, head coach Steve Ranker just trying to keep that Blackford Bruin team focused. They may not be able to win this game, but just to stay in it and at least just grow and learn from this.
Well, that's exactly what we talked about just a few minutes ago. You see if let's see if we can't win. Let's win this drive. Then maybe win the quarter. Can we win this second half? Focusing on what we do, and the other word, big word that Michaela used was containment. They've given up so many big plays. They've got to be able to contain the big play players for Frankton. Oh, there's a false start.
Yeah, not sure if they'll call a false start or encroachment that time.
Well, the receiver way out on top took off down the sideline. So
Dead ball foul. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That was number 86, Maurice Knight.
And Maurice couldn't get any farther spread out wide than he was on that time. He was way near the sideline. Took off.
2 wingback set once again. McGuire looking to the sideline, maybe for an audible here. He looks to his wristband, changes up the play. That's Davis in motion. And McGuire will keep it end around. This time to 42, Connor Love. He's trying to find the outside. Goes forward, breaks some tackles for a gain of about 5.
Well, we were just speaking of containment just a moment ago, and that time I think it was Robert Wilborn, number 45 for Blackford, did exactly that, kept containment. He didn't make the tackle in the backfield, but he's able to slow down the runner until the rest of the defense is able to get over there and make the stop for really not much of a gain at all.
4th down, 13 here. And number 13, Jack Rogers, will get ready to punt this one away. Number 1, Brandon Barkdale, is back deep, and that play nearly blocked. And we'll get a flag for roughing the kicker there. The end of that play moot. And Frankton will hold on to the ball after a costly roughing the kicker penalty, trying to get that ball blocked, but they just ran right into Jack Rogers.
Well, that's such a tough play because the ball, the snap was bobbled. It's on the ground. The punter has to pick it up, and so the defenders see that, and so
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And they're kind of caught in no man's land there because they don't know if they need to tackle the punter or if they need to try to block that punt. They ended up running into him with him getting the kickoff, and that led to the roughing the kicker penalty.
Well, a bad break for the Bruins after probably their best defensive series of the game. They give the ball right back to Frankton.
Pitch to Delph. We haven't called his name in a while. Put on a show in the first half. 3 rushing touchdowns for him. That one goes for about 2.
Wells in on the tackle. Ryan Moore in on the tackle. Take a look at the roughing play. You don't really get to see. You don't see the bobble, but again, there's 3 defenders right in at the end of the play, so it's hard to blame him for being aggressive on that particular play. Oh, broken tackle.
Blitz coming again, and Isaiah Delph is able to break that one open for a first down to the 25-yard line.
The defense had Delph really wrapped up around the 35-yard line, but he's able to get 9 more yards just by sheer will, pulling away from the tackle. Let's see here on the replay. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up at about the 37, and he just keeps it moving.
Yeah, Blackford really loaded up the box with lots of bodies that time, but they weren't able to bring Delph down. And McGuire will fake to Delph this time, runs around the outside for a gain of about 5 or 6. Down to the 20-yard line.
Well, the Blackford defense had a good first series. They were starting this series out well with the stop, the forced punt, but now Frankton on the march.
Bobble snap there, and McGuire will fall onto it. Looked like Delph and McGuire were running 2 different plays that time. Luckily, they're able to hang on to it.
See on the replay, I think McGuire was maybe going to, no, he never had it in the first place.
Yeah, bobbled snap that time. It was a good snap from the center. He just wasn't able to hang on to it. But no damage done. 3rd down and 4 now.
Yeah, so often in this read option type of offense, the quarterback's looking at the defender, take his eye off the ball.
Bullet to Maurice Knight, and that is good for what looks to be a first down. There is a flag on the play.
I think they're going to get the defender for being there just a little bit early, pass interference, but I don't know. Do you take the penalty? Probably will take the penalty and get a few more yards out of this, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, it looks like either way this goes, it'll be a first down for Frankton. The officials trying to sort this one out. Take a look at the replay. An absolute dart from McGuire to Maurice Knight, who's able to hang on there.
Defensive pass interference. First down.
And they will take the penalty because that will bring them closer to the goal line. Ball is spotted at the 11. Pistol formation once again. McGuire with Delph right next to him. He'll step back to pass. And he fires to number 80, Levi Kane. That's complete.
Yeah, incomplete. He dropped it.
Lost it on the as he fell to the ground.
That was a good pass from McGuire that time. Just that time the receiver could not hold on to it. Levi Kane, and we've seen this quite often from Frankton. Now they get inside the red zone, quick slants, skinny post patterns there. They're open.
Love in motion that time. The pitch goes to Delph. There's a flag that looks like it will be a holding penalty. So we'll see where the ball is spotted after the holding penalty is called.
Well, the referee threw the flag. He's going to ask the defense what they want to do here. Didn't see the hold on there, but we'll wait for the official call.
He called it fairly quickly at the beginning of that.
Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Second down.
And that'll take the Frankton Eagles out of the red zone. The ball will be spotted at the 22-yard line now. We'll see what they can do to make up this long yardage situation. McGuire and Delph in the backfield. It's motion from Davis. McGuire tries to get it in, and it's picked off. Blackford trying for a return of their own. Brought down at the 25, but they will get the ball back. That's number 14, Robbie Gardner.
Very impressive defensive play there. That was not an easy play at all, as the throw was a little bit behind him. He reached up and back and made the interception, and gives Blackford a little bit of room to work with on the return.
Second pick of the game for Robbie Gardner. He does appear to be shaken up on the play, holding his arm. Hopefully he's okay, but he will get the ball back for his offense. See what they can do here. Ryan Moore under center with Wilburn and Sills behind him. Handoff goes to Moore. He keeps it himself, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a big loss there.
Well, that time just not very well blocked by the Blackford Bruins. I mean, they run the ball here to the short side of the field. It's very important to sustain your blocks, and the defensive line was all over Moore. He had no shot on that play.
And when you're a team like Blackford that pretty much exclusively runs the ball, defenses start to figure things out, see the plays coming, and you see a little bit of that from the Eagles here. Looks like they have this offense figured out. Moore under center here with the blitz coming. He steps back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, and he is dragged down by number 52, Jacob Barnes. Another sack and another tackle for loss, and a third down and a mile coming up here for the Blackford Bruins.
Here you see Moore. They're trying to switch it up a little bit, but just doesn't have any time when you cannot set up before you can even have a chance to do anything. Barnes, big 255-pound linebackers in your face. That's a tough task for Moore here, who's moved into the quarterback spot, into that position with the injury to Mahon, and got a defense who can right now with the big lead just pin their ears back.
And they'll just hand off to Sills here. Nothing doing there. Trying to get a little bit of breathing room for this upcoming punt, but they didn't get much there. So the punt team will come in, and Frankton will get the ball back. Still looking for our first points of this second half. Under 4 minutes to go here. Frankton leading Blackford by a score of 38-0. Tim Tedeschi and Roger Alcock here in Game 2 of the CIC Football Extravaganza. Thank you so much for joining us here on WIWTV. And if you're joining us live on WIWTV.com, be sure to stay tuned for the upcoming games at 4 p.m. Elwood and Oak Hill squaring off, and at 7, Mississinewa and Eastbrook. And if you're watching on WIWTV, be sure to check out the website for a schedule of when all of those games will be replayed on WIWTV. That punt goes out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. That's where Frankton will take over.
It wasn't pretty, but it's actually a pretty effective kick that time, because Frankton looked to have even better field position what they're going to have right here. They're going to mark it out at the 42-yard line, but the return man was set up at the Blackford 45.
So we'll see, after a dynamic first half of the Frankton offense, they've been stifled here. We'll see if they can find the end zone once again. 5 touchdowns in that first half, none to show for so far. But no problem, as their defense is still pitching a shutout here. McGuire with the toss, back to Will Harris. And he is trying to fight for at least a yard, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage that time.
In this second half, Blackford has done a much better job with containment. Now, they have given up a couple big plays, but nothing like what we saw in the first half. And when you contain and you tackle well in the open field, you can play some pretty good defense.
McGuire will set up in the pistol. And he'll hand it off back to Harris. And really, Frankton has used a variety of different rushers today, really spreading the ball out.
Well, you've got the big lead. You have the opportunity to get some different guys in. Maybe you have someone who's like Barkdahl, who's carried the ball a lot already this season. And there's still a lot of season left to go, so you can get him a little rest, a little less wear and tear on the body.
Harris still back there. And the fake there from McGuire. And he is tripped up before he can go much further. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage that time. So a good defensive stand there from Blackford. And looks like we'll see the punt team once again. Jack Rogers, the punter, coming back out onto the field.
Here we see on the replay, just fighting off the block that time. Coming in and make the tackle Tyler Cagle.
And Frankton really playing pretty conservatively now, just content with their lead. That snap bounces to Rogers, but he's still able to get it off. Barkdahl calls for a fair catch, has to dive for the ball. It took a pretty interesting spin there, but he's able to complete the fair catch. And Blackford will start at the 21.
Barkdahl had to go a long way to make that catch, and a little bit of a dangerous play, but you never know if it hits the ground. That could bounce inside the 10-yard line. Kind of the way the spin was going there. So good play by Barkdahl to make the catch.
First and 10 now for Blackford. Moore, Wilburn, and Sills round out that I formation. Two receivers split out to the left with the blitz coming.
Nope, offside.
And it looks like they jumped a little too early. Looked like 54, David Delph.
Dead ball foul. Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
The linebacker Delph, you see, was showing blitz that time, and he couldn't hold up just in time. And that's a free 5 yards for Blackford. First and 5 now.
Well, Blackford can put together a little drive here. They've had a much better third quarter than they had the first half.
The toss goes to Sills. And talk about contain. Great contain that time from number 15, Dallas Blevins. Unable to get the edge that time was Sills.
Well, outside of that one big run that Blackford had earlier in the one drive where they got it down inside the red zone, they've really struggled to make anything else happen on the offensive end. The Frankfurt defense has just been able to, as we said, pin their ears back, come after the quarterback, penetrate. They don't have to worry about giving up a big play with such a big lead.
Receivers split out to both sides here with the I formation still intact. Moore hands off to Wilburn, and he is unable to go anywhere. Blackford going backwards the last two plays after being gifted those 5 yards on the offside call. Third down coming up.
Well, we'll see if we even get a playoff here in the third quarter.
Third down.
Or before the third quarter ends.
Play clock and game clock are about at the same time right now. We'll see. Looks like they're setting up to get this play off before the fourth quarter comes. 4 seconds. Moore gets the snap off, hands it off to Wilburn, and nowhere to go. Fights back to the line of scrimmage. And that will end the third quarter here. No scoring in this quarter. Frankton still leads the Bruins 38-0 here on WIWUTV.com. Pretty interesting quarter here. Take a look at this final replay.
Yeah, you see the defensive line for Frankton just standing up the offensive line, pushing them back. Just nowhere to run for the fullback that time for Blackford.
Yeah, pretty interesting quarter. No scoring going on. The first half, it was all Frankton all the time. Those quick one-play drives that went for 60 to 70 yards. But Blackford has really answered and has been able to stop them unfortunately, they can't find an offense of their own.
Oh, yeah, much better job by the Blackford Bruin defense. They've contained better. They filled the gaps a little bit better. You see, Wells has made some nice tackles in there, sticking his nose in there, making some stops. He had the really nice interception earlier. But obviously, when you fall down or fall behind 38-0, there's not a lot of teams that are going to come back from that kind of deficit. But just like what Michaela talked to Coach Rinker about at halftime, it's let's just focus in on ourselves, what we do. Let's start executing what we need to do and get better this half. And I think they did that here in the third quarter.
Well, the fourth quarter will begin with a punt for Blackford.
And admittedly, on the offensive end, we've seen Frankton be able to go a little more conservative, get some other guys in there, and go a little deeper into their bench.
Snap is good. The kick is away, not very long. They'll bounce right around midfield and take a Frankton bounce. And Brandon Barkdale knocked his own player down that time, trying to make sure that ball didn't go any further into Blackford's own territory. Frankton will begin with the ball right around the 40-yard line.
A great field position for the Eagles to start this drive. Frankton was certainly the favorite coming into this ball game, but they are starting to really crank things up. They're 3-2, 2-1 in CIC, but they've won their last two games. The last game last week against Alexandria, good Alexandria team, 42-21. So Frankton starting to play some really good football here in the middle part of the season.
The starters are out of the game now. Number 23 is into the game at quarterback. I believe that's Manuel Maupin. Excuse me, that's Blake Hart in at quarterback now. So Travis McGuire's day is done. He finishes with 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 through the air, and he really did a great job of leading that Frankton offense here today.
Saw 53, Jake Wells in on tackle. But he's been a bright spot for Blackford in this game. He's been all over the place defensively.
Hart bobbles the snap and keeps running backwards, trying to make something out of nothing, but he just keeps moving backwards, and a huge loss that time.
And back into Frankton Eagle territory, so huge loss.
Looks like Frankton is content to just get some of their second string players in there, get them some experience, and what an experience it is for them to be able to be playing on this great Ball State field here at Schumann Stadium. Take a look at the replay here. Hart just had nowhere to go.
Of course, we're coming to you. This is WIWTV from Indiana Wesleyan University, but we've had a ton of cooperation, great help from the good folks here at Ball State University, and being able to bring these games to the fans of the CIC. It's been a really great time here at Ball State.
Number 36, Josh Ebert with the run, and he is able to get about a yard there, and Frankton will quickly punt it away. A very quick series there.
Good pursuit that time by the Bruin defense.
So Jack Rogers, the punter, will get set with Barkdale set to receive. And it'd be nice, we talked about how Blackford has been able to at least stop this Frankton team, and it'd be nice for them to get on the board, get something more positive out of this game. We'll see what they can do on this next possession. Kick is away, and it's a good one. Inside the 20, and Barkdale touched that. He's able to pick it up and recover, and gets it back to the 20. And we're going to take it back down to the sideline with Michaela.
Thanks, Tim. I spent a little bit of time on each of the sidelines, and over on the Frankton side, there's a lot of excitement and they're having fun. Over here on the Blackford side, they're just looking for a spark. So it's definitely different. They're going to be looking for some excitement over on the Blackford side, and they're just going to keep working hard and not give up until the end of the game. Back to you, Tim.
Thanks, Michaela, and that's good to see that they're not, you don't hear her saying that their heads are down or that they're down on themselves, but they're really just continuing to stay optimistic and look for a spark. Fumble there on the snap. And Moore is able to fall on it.
Very fortunate to be able to get back underneath that and pull it in. And, you know, there should be a lot of excitement on that. Actually, who was that under center? That's not Moore anymore.
No, I believe it's number 28, Dayton Dow.
Yeah, Dayton Dow, a sophomore. Well, Mahan's been injured. Moore we've seen at quarterback. Now Dow getting in there, getting some experience.
I formation with Dow under center. The handoff goes to the tailback. Good for about 2.
Austin Lancaster, a freshman, with the carry that time. And so both teams, Tim, as we move into the fourth quarter, 38-0 Frankton lead. Just getting some other guys some playing time, some experience, trying to keep your starters healthy.
Yeah, both teams emptying out their benches. So we see Dayton Dow under center. And he fakes to Lancaster this time, rolls out to his left, and lofts a pass up there, and nearly intercepted by number 5, Nate Honeycutt for Frankton.
Now that time Dow looking downfield for his receiver, but he was well covered. Not a good decision to throw that one. I mean, he's got that option to throw it, but in that situation, better choice, tuck it in and see if you can get some yards on your own, even though it was 3rd and long and now you have to kick it away.
Yeah, good idea on 3rd down and long, maybe just to take a shot, but now it is 4th down, and they will punt it away. Low snap.
Oh, his knee was down.
And
he went down.
He took a knee.
Yeah.
And that'll give the ball back to Frankton at the 15-yard line. So mental error there by the punter. I believe that was number 5, Jacob Confer.
Yeah. You know, the snap is a little bit low, so it's just kind of an instinct to go down to scoop it up, to keep it in front of you, but clearly, when you have possession of the football and the knee is down, you're down. And we'll take a look at the replay here. And he knows it.
Yeah, just a tough break that time. The handoff goes to number 35, Landon Boslog, but he goes absolutely nowhere. Great tackle from Blackford.
Yeah, Braden Roberts coming in to make the stop that time and met him right there in the hole, drove him back. Good defensive play by Roberts.
Hernandez and Roberts on the stop.
Yeah, take a look at the replay there. Great job getting off of the block. Number 64 was trying to get a block on him, but he went right past him and was able to get the tackle. Rolling out is Hart, and he completes it to Will Zach, and he is in for a touchdown. Hart to Zach, and the Eagles score, and that is the first points we've seen here in the second half from either team.
And Frankton able to take advantage of really what, in essence, is almost a turnover on the punt situation where Confer's knee was down. You know, that pass looked like it was fairly well covered, but just couldn't get a tackle or make a tackle there for the Bruins, and it's an easy score, an easy touchdown for the Frankton Eagles.
Yeah, Will Zach was able to break a few tackles, and the first time today we'll see any attempt at an extra point. The hold is down, and the kick is no good.
And short and wide to the right.
44-0 is our score now. Frankton Eagles all over the Blackford Bruins here today.
All right, Tim, we've got a great football game coming up right after. We have 2 great football games coming up. Elwood, coming off of that big victory at Mississinawa, takes on the undefeated Oak Hill Golden Eagles. Oak Hill 5-0, number 8 team in the state. It's the 4 o'clock game. Then at 7 o'clock, the undefeated Eastbrook Panthers take on Mississinawa. Mississinawa was very successful against Eastbrook last year. But I tell you what, the Panthers of Eastbrook, they're playing some pretty good football. They're averaging 46.5 points a game on the offensive side of the football. They give up only 8.5 points a game. So they are winning football games, and they're winning big. So Oak Hill and Elwood, then Eastbrook, Mississinawa, our final 2 games of this afternoon. It should be really good football games.
Yeah, very entertaining games coming up. That Elwood Oak Hill game kicks off at 4 p.m. on the live stream. 7 p.m. is kickoff for Mississinawa Eastbrook on WIWTV.com. And be sure to check WIWTV.com for the schedule of when these games will be replayed on WIWTV. Good return there from Blackford, out to about the 45, up to the 47 actually.
Good job by the return team to open up a nice hole. Runner hits the hole well. Gets the good pickup. I think that was Blaine Riddle maybe on the return. A good field position for the Bruins to start their drive here.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay. I think that was Riddle, able to bring that one down cleanly at about the 17-yard line. So
that's the key for a kick return is you have time to make one move and hit the hole, but you start dancing around back there, you're not going to get a gain on the kickoff return. That time, Riddle just made a move, chose a hole, and hit it hard.
That gain is good for about 3 yards. That was number 33, Dylan Schroyer.
We're going deep into our roster now.
2nd and 7 now for the Blackford Bruins.
Take a look at the replay here, and the defender is there almost at the exact same time. The handoff, they're lucky there wasn't a turnover in that situation.
Sun peeking through the clouds now as the toss goes to the tailback, and he's got some room. That is number 39, Austin Lancaster.
Lancaster showing some pretty good speed out on the edge that time. He's able to outrun the defender, get up inside the 45-yard line down to the 41, so a pickup of a first down. Lancaster with his second good run of the second half.
So we'll see if Blackford can continue to move the chains here and get close to the goal line for a touchdown. Fumbled snap that time.
Fumble on snap, recovered by Blackford.
Blackford holds on to it
Loss of
with Dayton Dow still in there at quarterback.
Well, when you have a, really in essence, your third string quarterback in there, that center quarterback exchange is not going to be the smoothest. You really have to concentrate as the quarterback focus in, make sure you have the ball first before you make a move.
Dow takes the snap, hands it off to Lancaster, who's got some room, and that is a burst of energy. Almost good for a first down.
Yeah, we'll wait for the spot. He's very close to the first down. I guess it looks like about a yard shy.
Good to see these Blackford Bruins still running hard, trying to find the end zone here.
Well, what an impressive first half, though, Frankton Eagles had. They were doing it all on offense, running and throwing. You see the replay. Another good carry that time by Lancaster. He's showing himself have a little bit of ability there in tailback spot.
Blitz coming. The toss goes to Lancaster, but eaten up in the backfield.
He had no shot there, no chance to do anything with it. The defense was all over him.
That was Blake Marshall again. Sets up a 4th down and 6. Tough break there. Only about a yard to go to get the first down. Instead, they go for a toss and a big loss.
Yeah, like we said, the defender just in all over Lancaster. Nowhere to run that time, and so now it's going to be 4th and long.
4th and 6 with the blitz coming.
And
a fumble, and Frankton recovers. They would have gotten the ball back regardless. And Frankton will take over at the 45-yard line.
Take a look at the replay here, and
Again, another bad center quarterback exchange that time.
And Dow just never got his hands on that. It almost looked to me like maybe the snap was before he was ready for it. Sometimes the center, if you think someone is offsides, will snap the football quickly. But trying to create the offside penalty didn't happen that time.
4.5 to go here, with Hart trying to make a move to the outside, but he's unable to do so, and that'll be a loss of about 5. Once again, good contain from the Blackford Bruins.
Braden Roberts that time, once again cleaning up with the tackle on that play, and the Bruins defense has been much better here in the second half.
The Bruins defense has given up just 6 points in this second half. They gave up 38 in the first half.
Oh, big plays in the first half. 75-yard touchdown run from Delph. He had a 61-yard touchdown run, a 30-yard touchdown run. Of course, the big play from McGuire took it 70 yards. An explosive first half from the Frankton Eagles.
And a little pitch here to Landon Boslag, and he's able to cut around the corner, and he's through the first down and then some, steps out of bounds before he can go any further. But Boslag with a burst and is able to turn 2nd and 14 into a first down.
You know what, is he shy of the first down? He is.
Oh, looks like they called him out way earlier than he stopped running. He kept going, thought he kept his feet in bounds, fooled me, but not the side judge there. So 3rd down and about 3 inches.
Boy, this second half has really chugged along rather quickly.
And Hart will keep it, and he'll get the first down and then some. Gain of about 3.
This game started right at just after 1 o'clock, and it's just over 2 hours gone, and there's only 3:28 left on the clock.
And it'll be a quick game when both teams focus on that running game.
Oh, especially here in the second half.
Haven't seen many passes. Hart in the shotgun. He will pitch it to Boslag again, and another good gain. That's good for about 5 yards.
Number 35 on the carry on the left side.
You see the replay here. A little bit different play. I don't know if we've seen that exact play here this afternoon. Pretty good pursuit that time by the Bruin defense. Play that looked like it had potential maybe be a little bit bigger gain. It's held only 2 yards.
2nd and 8 now, and that goes over Hart's head. He's able to pick it up on the bounce, looking to run now, and just taken down by a swarm of Blackford Bruins. And again, with those 2nd and 3rd string quarterbacks and centers, the exchanges have not been as clean here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that snap was not 10 yards over his head or anything like that. It just, quarterback took his eye off the ball just momentarily and sailed over his right shoulder through his hands.
3rd and 20, they'll call it, with the clock clicking down under 2 minutes now. Hart rolls to his right and dumps it off to number 40, Will Zach. He's the one who scored the touchdown earlier, and he's got a gain of about 11 yards. Good fight there by Will Zach.
Yeah, very impressive play in terms of gaining a few more yards after contact, and obviously Frankton wants to go for it, just possess the clock, run out of time, but 4th and 7, a whole lot more manageable after that pickup.
Pretty good rollout that time by Blake Hart, and he didn't try to go for the long ball and get the whole 20 yards back. He just dumped it down that time. He'll take the snap in the shotgun. Quick 3-step drop, and he throws it up, and no good. That ball was intended for Will Rastetter.
Well, good pressure on the quarterback that time. Hart hit just as he released the football. And Blackford will take over on downs.
So one final chance here for the Blackford Bruins to find the end zone. 44-0 Frankton all over Blackford here today at Schumann Stadium at Ball State. Tim Tedeschi, Roger Alcock, Michaela Martini with you here. Thank you so much for tuning in on WIWU TV.
4 games in one day, Tim.
Pretty special to have the whole conference here today, and pretty good in terms of scouting too. I'm sure the coaches are loving being able to see the rest of the teams play right in one spot, and a sack there. Swarming defense from the Frankton front line. It's a loss of about 5 as there's 50 seconds remaining here.
Well, you see, they brought the entire house that time, and the quarterback had absolutely no chance to do anything there with the football.
Here comes the blitz again. Handoff goes nowhere. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. And we'll see if Blackford will even run another play.
They don't need to.
They'll huddle up. 15 seconds left on the clock.
This may be the final replay of this particular game.
And a good tackle that time from Tristan Lawson, the freshman. And that'll do it. Our final score here in Game 2 of the CIC Football Extravaganza. Frankton Eagles 44, the Blackford Bruins nothing. What a showing from Frankton here today, especially in the first half.
Well, more importantly for Frankton, not only do they go to 4-2 on the season, but they're 3-1 in CIC play, and they still get a shot at maybe at least a share of a regular season championship with a 3-1 record at this point.
Yeah, and that could be huge, especially with the rest of the matchups coming up today. Elwood, Oak Hill, Mississinawa, Eastbrook. If some of those undefeated teams get a loss, that could move them right into a tie for first place. So we'll see what happens. But Frankton definitely took care of business here today with a dominant showing, 44-0. And it was just phenomenal to watch some of those runs in the first half.
Very impressive performance in the first half. Obviously, from Delph, we saw what he did. And McGuire, the quarterback, not only with his arm, but with his legs.
All right, we're going to take a break. Frankton wins this one 44-0 on WIWU TV. Frankton Eagles have defeated the Blackford Bruins by a score of 44-0. We're going to send it down to the sideline. Michaela Martini is standing by with Frankton's head coach. All right, we're going to try to get Michaela in just a minute. We'll take a look at the scoring. Isaiah Delph had 3 touchdowns for the Frankton Eagles today, and those were pretty impressive, Roger.
Yeah, the first half was all Frankton. They took control of the football game. They had big plays all over the place. Delph, 75 yards, 61 yards, 70 yards, 30-yard touchdown, and, of course, McGuire with the big play. So they did it on the ground. They did it through the air with McGuire, and it was really a dominating performance in the first half.
The other scoring, Travis McGuire had 1 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. Maurice Knight was on the receiving end of that. And then in the fourth quarter, Hart with the completion to Will Zach for the final touchdown for the final score of 44-0. Well, that'll do it for now. Be sure to stay tuned for the final 2 games of the CIC football extravaganza. 4 p.m. Elwood Oak Hill, 7 p.m. Mississinawa Eastbrook. For Roger Alcock and Michaela Martini, I'm Tim Tedeschi. Thanks for watching.